It says you are live. Hey, Pete Ramsey here, HVAC Greatness. Hope you guys are doing good. Did you have plenty to eat yesterday? I did. Had an unexpected delivery of a plate full of extras. And anyway, hey, listen, I want to talk to you about that millionaire mindset everybody's talking about. You know, when if you were to change your mind, your beliefs, your core values, and align them with people who are highly successful millionaires, what might that look like? Be careful what you ask for. There are books on this, okay? There are books on how you need to rewire things and say and be driven and go get them and look at all your goals and your desires and all the things that you're going to do, and then you go in there and you knock them down. Listen, guys, take this type of thinking with a grain of salt because there are no two of us alike, okay? Let me share something with you here. Right here is these are qualities that, according to Entrepreneur Magazine, are the way that you need to behave in order to be a successful business person. These are what successful business persons have in common. And this is how they attract more money. They have to be authentic, be genuine, be real. You know what authentic means? It means behaving in a way that you truly believe, right? And acting in conflict is not being authentic. It's ambiguous in behavior, and it doesn't work. People see through that. Be interested. Are you really interested in your customers, in your vendors, in your employees? Be attentive. Are you really paying attention? Are you really seeing to their needs? Are you really there? Or are you worried on your goals? You me. Just saying. Be humble. Don't be arrogant. The opposite is humility. Be prompt. Successful people, according to entrepreneur.com, are prompt people. Be accepting. They run into something that doesn't align with their understanding of the world. They just accept it. It's just, that's who this person is at this time, and that's fine. Be giving. You know, I really don't have much time for this. You know, I've got another appointment. Do not do business that way. Be giving. Give your time. Be optimistic. Do you know that when you call as an HVAC business owner, when a customer calls you, they don't know what to expect. They're in the dark. Therefore, they're apprehensive. They're nervous. And when you come in, or your representative comes in, your employee, your technician, they carry an optimism about this. Oh, yeah, we got this. That is very calming for your customer. Being optimistic. Be empathetic. I can put myself in your shoes. Be open. Yeah, sure. Ask me anything. And they can literally ask you anything. This is an open type person. This is what, according to entrepreneur.com, you need to try to become in order to be successful. This, on the other hand, is a list of people or qualities that people have who attract a lot of friends. They have a lot of friends. They just naturally draw friends. Now, check this out. We're talking about a personality thing. We're talking about friends. But, you know, are we attracting money or are we attracting friends here? Think about this. Asking others for help. Well, that doesn't sound right. If you're in a homeowner's place, you know it's hardwired within us that friends help each other. And then when you ask your customer, hey, would you hold the other end of this tape measure while we measure this, the window here? You know, if you're doing a load calculation or something, or the doorway here, so we can see what'll fit, right? There's a connection that results. Asking others for help. Actively listening. Listening is one thing, but actively listening is you're really trying to understand. You're dialing in. You ask questions for clarification. That's active listening. Don't be thinking about you. You're thinking about your customer. Project confidence. This goes back to what we're talking about, optimism. When you come in confident, don't worry, we've got this handle. Now, all of a sudden, your customer's apprehensions and worries and concerns are reduced and relieved because you're optimistic and you are confident. Empathetic to others. Empathy means I can put myself in the other shoes, just like what we said over here. If you're starting to see the similarities. Reliable. You say you're going to be there, you're there. Trustworthy. Your word is like a contract. It's going to happen because you have trustworthiness. You're a trustworthy person. Try to be optimistic. Same thing. Optimism. Remember what you say. Don't just say stuff to say stuff. When you put something out there, it will come back eventually. So you need to be mindful of what you're talking about. This is just part of being, trustworthy and reliable. Have an open body language, right? This is important, right? Who wants to talk to somebody with a closed body language? Nobody. You want to be approachable. You want to be open, like it says over here. Open body language. So inclusive. Don't run around and hide and try to look at the equipment. If your homeowner wants to get in there, that's their equipment. Let them in there. Come on in. We'll look at this thing. If that's who they are, or inclusive in whatever you're doing. If you're doing your pricing and everything else, everything should be done in an open, transparent way so that you earn that trustworthiness. Have a sense of humor. Don't be silly. Don't be over the top. Make it relative to how well you know the person. You can have a sense of humor the first time you meet a person, but yet be professional and be confident and carry all the other qualities at the same time. It's called balance. Up at the top are a few more. Healthy boundaries. That's professionalism. Curious. That's asking probing questions. What about this? What about that? How do you feel about this? And respectful. If you're curious and you're respectful, you hold those boundaries, people are really going to appreciate that about you. So what's the point, Pete? Well, the point's this, guys. You want a millionaire mindset. Don't rush into this until you get this. I had a customer, and he made a comment that he was not in. This is in a group, but he's a client of mine, and he was asking. He says, I'm really not comfortable in adding all these bundled options in here and trying to sell my customer on this. And I don't want him to think I'm pushy. Oh, that's gold. Now you have a person with humility, with empathy for his other customer. He's concerned about that other person. This is where it's at. Now, you build on that, you got something to work with. Same thing with your employees. They don't want to do things. They don't want to sell. They don't want to do this. When you take that mind, and it's the same with you as a business owner and me, all of it. This is universal truth for all of us. When we take that mind, using this one as an example, and we liberate it, and we explain to it how this actual thing works, and that they're actually giving a superior service by doing this properly. Now you've got somebody that's on fire for your business. They're going to be doing the right thing. Example: we did the flat rate pricing. I mentioned this before. We were the very first back in the 90s to roll that out. Our employees were not very comfortable with that. And as a leader, and this is where we're going with this, you are the leader. I was developing a culture. You're in charge of your culture. You must take charge of this. If you don't, your employees will, and you'll be working for them as opposed to them working for your organization and you as a leader. As a leader, you lead that culture. So we did this, and during the meetings, I could see, and one of my employees actually said, Pete, this price is just too high. That's why the customer didn't invest in that. No. They didn't invest in it because they could see that my employee thought it was too high. So right then and there, we took a board like this, and we broke down all the pricing related to providing that service call. I'd recently been through all my financials with one of the financial trainers, so it was off the top of my head. But we went down and we totaled everything up. And I said, this is what it costs for us per hour to come out, and this is what we charge per hour. You could have heard a pin drop. That same employee says, we need to raise our prices, just like that. Same thing happened over on our maintenance agreement. We were rolling out maintenance agreements. They didn't necessarily believe in it. We broke it all down. We categorized. What are the benefits? Is it energy efficiency? Is it safety? Is it capacity enhancement? All these different categories. We put a dollar value on each one, and what what the savings per month could be or what the value is per month. And then we showed what we're charging for these maintenance agreements. I saw the shift. My guys were so on fire for our maintenance agreements. They literally felt sorry for people who didn't have them. This is what has to happen. When you, the business owner, go through this training, just like what we do in HVAC Greatness and some of the other platforms, we start here. Right now, you are limiting your own success. You don't need to change and be somebody else. The millionaire mindset, think about these big guys that are, they're driven and they're pushy and they're go get them and they're employees over here, employees over there. You go to these big seminars and they get you all fired up and they're workaholics. They do this, they do that. But if you are a person with balance in your life, you've got your work, but you have family, you have God, you have community, you have other things that you're trying to keep in balance. You can't do more here without taking from over here. I contend to you right here publicly that you focus on these things and you will have success. You focus on being a leader, developing a culture, you're going to have huge success. When all this is handled, you're like a doctor. A doctor's not saying, listen, I really think we ought to do this MRI. I know it's expensive, but I think it'd really be a good idea. No, the doctor's pricing has already been handled. He's not worried about making money. He's worried about doing a good job, doing a better job. He's not just looking at what you came in for. He's looking at everything. We need x-rays on this. We need an MRI. We need to do some blood work for sure. I need urine samples. I need stool samples. I need this. I need that. You know how they do, right? Boom. That's what you have insurance for. That's what we have money for. That's why we work. Your employees are working so that they can improve their situation, and you're part of that. And if you learn to take all of that pricing and stuff, handle it, and then really dial into what each of your products and services can actually do for your customer and how they can actually benefit from it and how these problems will go away. Let them decide about the money. Don't be thinking about that. Just be thinking about, we had this, and this, and here's the option. If it's $5,000, it's $5,000. If that's not in the budget, okay, well, let's look at some other option. Let's try to do it this way. Guys, if you want to be successful in life, we have to quit thinking about me. And I know there's others that teach that. There's a success formula with that. But if you just look, entrepreneur.com, Entrepreneur Magazine, these are what all the successful people are doing right here. Maybe they're staring at their goals before they go in the sales call. Maybe they're not. Or maybe all the money has just been worked out ahead of time, and they are literally asking their homeowner, how can I help you? You heard a noise. Tell me about that noise. Really, you had a high utility bill. Well, let's look at the other utility bills. What does that mean? And show some empathy. See what happens. This is where connections are formed. This is where bonds are made. This is where success comes from. This is how you build a following. You hit it and quit it. Shame on us for doing that when we do it. Pete Ramsey here, HVAC Greatness. Hope you guys are having a good one. Just some food for thought. Yesterday was Thanksgiving at the time of this recording. Hopefully everybody was thankful. And, we realize what we're doing this stuff for. Money's a tool, guys. When you're laying Harvard study results, we hear these all the time. When you're laying many, many years in the future, and you're looking back at your successes in life, your regrets in life, you're not going to regret not spending more time in the office. You're going to regret not spending more time with the people you care about. Just remember that. Pete Ramsey here, HVAC Greatness. I'm out. I'll talk to y'all in the next one. Bye-bye.